That's here now to look at the weather. A lot of people talking about the weekend forecast, but also those contrails that we saw this morning.
Circles in the sky, yeah. I've got some pictures for you of those because it really was interesting and cool to look at. Here's one of the better ones, one of the better pictures I saw of it. This from Jomas Bush on Twitter. And from his perch in a downtown building, you could really see them laid out in this pattern. Part of it is the wind was blowing them downstream. But again, planes were circling over Portland because of the problems up at SeaTac. Another couple pictures for you of this. This one from Edmund Dantes, and the contrail donuts, if you will. And then finally from John Anderson and Scappoose, again showing that circular pattern there. So again, super impressive to see these circular contrails. So here's what happened. There was fog at SeaTac this morning. Visibility is down to and below a quarter mile at several different points in the morning. You can't land airplanes with no visibility like that. So the planes that were going to land were in a holding pattern, but instead of being in a holding pattern up in the Puget Sound, well, Portland is the backup landing site for SeaTac. So the planes circled around here just in case one of them had to land for whatever reason. Now, the reason those contrails lasted so long, you may have noticed there were some high clouds up there. There's very high humidity at flight level. That means those contrails last a long time. If the air was very dry up there, they simply would have dissipated. We probably never would have even noticed it. But again, with a high humidity, like what you see from the high clouds here on Sky Show, they've lasted quite a while. On the Sky Show, and those are birds, by the way, flittering by. The Sky Show is great tonight. The time lapse from the reserve golf course showing the scattered high clouds and the fading light. Visibility right now is also fading, already down to a half a mile in McMinnville in fog, 1.25 miles at Aurora. This is all fog, and a little bit down to 3 miles at Scappoose, which isn't terrible, but still, it is dropping, and fog is going to become thick in the valleys once again. The thing that's fighting that is that some high clouds are beginning to roll in, and some low clouds from the coast. So it's kind of a battle between those two things happening, but the fog so far is winning. 62 the high in Portland, the hot spot in Oregon, that's 73 in Bend. So really pleasant temperatures across most of the state. Now you can see in the satellite imagery right here, this weather system drifting towards us. It will bring clouds in later on tonight. It's already pushing some high clouds in, as I said, but we're also getting the low clouds that have been at the coast today moving into the valleys now too. So we'll catch a few sprinkles tomorrow. Sprinkles at times, perhaps. Same thing on Tuesday. Otherwise, Sunday and Monday look great, especially Monday. It's going to be warm and a better chance of more significant rainfall towards the end of next week. Well, even that doesn't look super impressive either. All right, fog, that's happening. Cloudy, a sprinkle or two tomorrow. High temperature 57. We'll go 60 on Sunday. And Monday, Veterans Day, the best day of the week. East winds are back, no fog. We'll have sunshine, warm up to about 64 before it cools down a little bit more on Tuesday as the clouds come back in.